Real Estate Tailgate episode 31. Oh, we've entered our almost our quarter life crisis.
The Real Estate Tailgate, David Underwood. How are you, my friend?
I'm wonderful, man. I'm wonderful. How are you, sir?
I am good. What are we on? Episode 31?
Already, man.
Episode 31. Tigers are still in first place. Yowza.
Tiger, man, I'm glad you brought that up. We definitely got to talk about the Tigers.
I know. They're the
have
top.
to. We have to.
The Tigers.
They're a huge. I mean,
You know what I was thinking driving in here? We were saying, well, let's just slow down. Let's pump the brake. It's April. It's only May. Let's see where they're at in June. Well, it's June 11th, and we're still in first place.
no, and you know
with
what?
the best record.
And I'll be honest with you, my mind was blown last night a little bit because I think we're all familiar with 97.1 The Ticket. We do our part to listen to them whenever we can. And last night I was running an errand out to Kroger, and I had the radio on, and Mr. Pat Caputo was on and was throwing some stats out that just blew my mind. I can't repeat the stats. I'm sure there's a recording you can listen to it, but he was talking about how our record right now, this is like the best record we've had. This is the best position we've been in basically since they started divisions in baseball. We're doing that well, our team right now.
So if we can carry this through June, get to July, then I think
Exactly.
people are going to be really excited.
And we've had a great start to this series. We just beat the Orioles last night. First game of a 3-game series.
Yep. Won the Cubs series.
Yep.
Won the Cubs series.
Yeah, just we could just keep rolling,
Good.
doing the same thing. So
We all went to a game. The Giants game. Did we talk about that last show? Or
No.
I don't think we did.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, they won that series.
Yes,
In fact, they swept, didn't they?
I don't
Yes, they did.
Yeah, we sait game
Yes,
3.
they did.
Yeah, that was a good time. That was a good day for a game.
We played hooky. It was a Wednesday.
Hey, it was a
good
really
day.
really good day.
Yeah, it ended up being really nice.
But yeah, we are 20 games above 500 right now. Think about that. I mean, baseball is a tough game, man. I mean, all around. If you think about it, it's a grueling season, right? Mm-hmm. They play tons of games. You hear about the reference you hear all through the year is how you are above 500, right? We're 3 games under
Right,
500 or whatever.
That's the
we're
benchmark.
20 games over 500 right now. Even with batting, right? I mean, if you're batting a little under 300, you're probably a pretty good batter. So yeah, the stats of baseball are really really interesting if you dig into it.
I just pulled up our standings as of right now, as of today, and we are number 1. The Mets are in second. Yankees
Number 1, the whole league.
Yep,
Whole league.
whole league, the entire MLB. Mets are number 2. Yankees are at 3. Cubs are at 4, and in 5th place, LA.
You know what stands out to me there? Home 23-9.
Yeah. 20
Away is not bad, 21-15. I mean, it's winning, but home, it looks like we're tough as hell at home.
Yes.
Yeah, and we keep winning. We keep winning series. That's the big thing. Okay, I mean, we just want to.
You know who used to say that all the time? Jim Leland.
Yeah.
Oh, Leyland.
Just win the series. You gotta win the series.
Just win the series.
Win the series.
I think we all know.
You guys the lineup. I've never heard people talk about the lineup as much as you.
No, man, it's a good time to be a Tigers fan. Real good time.
Great time.
And that's what we want here. We want our boys to be playing ball in October, right? So
Heck yeah.
we're definitely heading that way.
Still
right
too
now.
early, but we're in the right direction.
Yeah, we're definitely in the right direction. So
Just want to see one thing.
big kudos to the Tigers overall. I mean, pitching staff is still pitching. All the boys are
just
doing their
balling, man.
part.
They are.
Yeah, doing their part, hitting defensively. That's the thing, man. That one game the other night. I mean, they're having so many good games. It's hard to keep track of which games. But that one, I think it was the game that Scooble started. It was against the Cubs series. It was the first game, wasn't it? Was it the first game? I think it was a Friday night game where you just saw several amazing defensive plays.
Oh yeah, that was a pitcher's duel, right? Yeah,
Yep.
Friday. Yep.
I mean, yeah, boys are stepping up. So
Oh, 1,000%. Go Tigers.
Go
Yeah.
Tigers.
Go
Go get
Tigers.
them, Tigers.
So I want to just bring up a couple things because it's been a little while since we taped, and there's a lot going on in the D, right? There's a lot going on in the D, and there's a lot that's been going on in the D, and there's a lot just going on in sports. I mean, unfortunately, our Red Wings are not playing. They haven't been playing for a while, but the Stanley Cup playoffs are going on right now.
They are.
So I just want to bring that up. It's a rematch of last year's Stanley Cup playoffs.
Crazy. That's funny. That's so funny.
Yep. Florida Panthers and the Edmonton
Who's gonna win it?
Oilers. I think the Panthers are going to beat
I do too.
Edmonton again. Sorry.
Continue that Canadian losing streak.
I know there's some people that just want a Canadian team to win. Not just Canadians, but there's people that are like, yeah, Canadians, they deserve to win a Stanley Cup.
The last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup was 1993.
That was 4.
Was that 32 years ago?
Yeah, it was 4 years
Yeah,
old.
rub it in, Mike. I didn't say that. hope there's not a lot of Canadian listeners out there. But
Hey, what's it all about?
but yeah, I mean,
I like Labatt Blue.
and right now the
too.
Panthers are up 2-1.
Okay.
Yeah, game 4 is either tonight or tomorrow. So I thought I'd just bring that up. So if you're into hockey, you're probably if you're real into hockey.
I didn't watch any of it. Are they throwing rats? Are they throwing rats on the ice?
I haven't seen a whole game. I saw part of one of the games. I think it was game 2. I just saw a little bit of it. But the NBA playoffs are going on as well. I did happen to catch the end of the first game, which was just super crazy. We've got the Pacers playing against
Indiana.
Yeah, the Pacers against Oklahoma. And that first game, Oklahoma had the lead the entire game until 0.3 of a second left in regulation. And Halliburton made a shot. And it was crazy because they were playing in Oklahoma. That stadium just shut down.
Oh, you could just hear a pin drop.
Oh man, it was crazy. Yeah, I happened to turn it on. I was doing something in the kitchen or whatever, and I said, "Let me catch the end of this game." And I had it on, and I'm like, "Oh wow, it looks like Indiana's going to get their butts kicked," because they were down quite a bit. I don't remember how far down they were, but I think when I turned it on, they might have been down by like 15 in the fourth quarter. So the second game, they got their butts kicked. Yeah. So that series is 1-1, I believe, right now. I think, and once again, game 3 is tonight or tomorrow. Just want to bring that up. Getting back to local stuff, we had a lot going on here recently. If you're a race car dude or person,
Grand Prix.
That's right. We had the Grand Prix here.
I used to go that every year back in the day when I was a youngin'.
When it was on the island?
No, when it was originally downtown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been.
Don't forget, I'm old.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
I actually quit going when they moved it to Belle Isle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's down in downtown Detroit now. It's becoming a bigger thing each year. I'm not a big race guy, but I have attended a race once. What I used to listen to are I used to go see the hydroplane, the hydroplane boat races.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Isn't that what you call them? Hydroplane?
Yeah.
Boat races.
Hydroplanes, yeah.
Yeah, I used to go see those once in a while.
Yep.
Only because I knew people that used to go down and used to do.
That's a cool event too.
It is. It is. I don't even know if they still do. They still even do that?
I believe they canceled last year for some reason. I don't remember why, but I mean they do still go on. Yeah.
Well, I want to bring up the Grand Prix
Budweiser
because it's getting bigger and bigger, and they just extended it. So I know we're going to have the Grand Prix here for at least 3 to 4 more years.
Cool.
So that's a big event that just recently happened. Also, I want to jump over to. Well, I don't want to do that yet. I want to touch on something else that you guys. I don't even know if you guys are even familiar with this or even into this. Do you guys know about the Big 3 League?
The Big 3 League?
Have you heard of the Big 3 Basketball League? It's
No.
been around for a while. It's the
I
league.
thought he was talking about GM Ford. I swear I did. I'm like,
Yeah, that's right. We're from the Motor City here, so
Yeah.
a lot of people say the Big 3.
like the
that
Big
we think
Three,
of the
like
Big
Yeah.
Three.
GM Ford is Stellantis, where they got some kind of sport
Yeah,
league. They
GM.
probably do have a. They probably do have.
No,
some
the Big
intramural
3
games.
Basketball League is the league that's owned by Ice Cube.
Okay.
It's
Like-
been around for a number of
Like
years.
the artist, rapper, Ice Cube?
Yep, he owns it's a 3-on-3 basketball league,
Okay.
and a lot of the guys that play in it are like most of them are like retired NBA players.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a totally different game when you're playing 3-on-3 because you're playing like half court basketball, and it's growing. And Detroit has a team now.
No way.
Yep.
The name of the league is called the
It's
Big
called
Three?
the Big 3 League.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out, man. I mean, they usually play like in the summertime. So, most people aren't watching a lot of TV in summer.
They're not playing outdoors.
No.
Okay.
Nope, they're playing
I was
in the
picturing like
stadiums.
White Man Can't Jump.
Yep.
The movie? 3-on-3 outdoors, remember?
Great movie.
Yeah, great movie.
But 3-on-3 is, if I'm not mistaken, I think 3-on-3 basketball is like an Olympic sport now.
Okay.
So don't hold me to that, but I know it was. I think it was in the last Olympics.
I don't know. Everything's an Olympic sport now.
But that's for another day, man.
Yeah,
Flag football. But anyway,
Can we be on the podcast Olympic team?
yeah, there we go.
A
There we-
poker Olympic team. Remember poker was a big
But no, I wanted to bring up the Big 3 because Detroit has a team now. This will be the first year, and our team is called the Detroit Amplifiers, the Detroit Amps, and the head coach is actually George Gervin, the Iceman, George the Iceman Gervin. If you're a basketball junkie, you definitely know who George Gervin is. He's a Hall of Famer. And one of the captains on the team is Joe Jackson. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because, hey, if you're happen to turn on the TV, you might see the Detroit Amps playing some 3-on-3 basketball this summer. So I want to give them a shout out. And, I don't know all the details, but I heard because I heard before they were like formally put together, I had heard that, I'm aware of who the investment group is or whatever that owns it, but I had heard that some of the participants in that investment group, one of the participants might be one of the old Pistons, Grant Hill.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. So I'm not sure if that's actually the truth, because I heard about it a while ago and I just never did any of the research on it. But yeah, that's kind of interesting because it's a good time to be a Detroit sports fan. And everything from soccer or football americana, to our basketball teams, football teams. So now I'm segueing into football.
Yes.
And before we
Big
get
news.
to the big news, I
Well,
just
it's
want to
old
mention
news because we missed taping last week, but
That's okay.
It's still,
That's okay.
yeah,
It's-
we're going to
it's-
talk
it's-
about it because it's still fresh.
Yeah, but before that, I want to give a shout out to the team that you guys know. You guys always laugh when I bring this up, but the Michigan Panthers have made it. They're playing for the championship this coming weekend.
I heard that.
The Michigan Panthers, yes.
I heard that. Kelly Rowe was talking about that.
Yep.
On Fox 2.
Yep. Shout out because that is Jake's former team, right?
Yeah, it is.
They had a Jake Bates bobblehead day. Did you go down and get one?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't even
There was
hear
a
about
line
it.
of people. I saw it on.
Oh, I believe
I
it.
saw it on the socials. There's a line of people.
Jake's a stud, man.
Yeah.
But and I just want to throw out another interesting tidbit because see the UFL has a lot of players that are that either weren't not able to play in the NFL, haven't made it to the NFL, but there's a lot of former NFL players too. So a little interesting fact: do you know who Puka Nacua is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who Puka Nacua is, right?
Yeah.
But what a lot of people don't know is that he's actually his oldest brother. I think plays for the Michigan Panthers.
Really?
Yeah, he's a safety. I think he had an interception on their last game. I think there's like 3 or 4 Nacua boys
Okay.
And I think all of them play like NFL football.
Damn.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying is when it's just funny. You turn the TV on, you have it in the background, you hear this name like Nakua, and they're like, Nakua. It sounds familiar, man. You Google it and you find out, yeah, that's Nakua. He actually used to play for several NFL teams. But now he's playing for the Panthers right now. But yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there.
Interesting.
So now let's get to the big boys.
Yeah.
Our
big
Detroit
dogs.
Lions.
The Lions, baby.
Is that Rory?
He actually made me laugh.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so funny.
So you got the stage, Mike.
The big news everyone knows by now, but Frank Ragnow retiring. I know the fans were all shocked. I honestly don't feel like the Lions organization was that shocked. I felt like they knew it was coming.
I agree.
I do, because they didn't seem that.
Yeah. No.
I think, I
agree totally with
I think
that.
it was more than a 50-50 with the organization. I think they knew that there was a strong chance he was going to retire.
Yeah. Us as fans that don't know jack crap.
Right.
Yeah. Obviously, it was a bigger shock to us.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, especially just all of a sudden, like, I don't know, one morning, like 11 a.m., it just leaked out, or just came out.
Yeah.
Not leaked out, but
Yeah.
So, thank you, Frank, for 7 great seasons. We know you busted your ass here, man.
Yeah.
Frank's
Played
the man.
hurt.
Yeah.
Arguably the best center in the NFL. Top
without
3,
a doubt.
Top 3, arguably the best. We're going to miss you, man. So, it's going to be hard to replace him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're never going to replace him. He's irreplaceable.
Yeah, you're not going to. I agree.
Yeah, he's irreplaceable.
But we'll move on.
We will.
You mentioned your radio station. It's all doom and gloom with them because.
Well, for the most part,
I mean,
I think you're.
It's like you said, we can't replace him. No, he's irreplaceable, but we can still. They're still decent centers. We're not going to get an All-Pro center like who's number 2 in the league, like Frank was, but.
Right.
I think that
we're gonna.
I think the reason.
I think they had a plan. I think they also drafted 2 offensive linemen in the draft. If you noticed that, remember we talked about that a month ago.
That goes.
And that's why I thought they were going to do that, because I didn't know he was going to retire, but I knew him. He's getting up there. Decker's not getting up there, but in football offensive line age, I knew they were like beat up. And Frank just had a baby, I believe. He's got a family. Probably does,
Well, I'm giving you props, Mitchell Thomas, because you said that before the draft.
I could see why he wanted to retire.
You
he
said
made
before
a lot of
the
money.
draft.
His body's beat up. He played through everything, dude.
Yeah, you didn't call it straight out as far as Ragnow.
No.
But you did say our offensive line, is getting older and they're beat up. They've been beat up, and we need to start strengthening it.
Yeah.
I not in those exact words, but you did bring that up, Mitchell Thomas.
And then they did sign a veteran lineman, Tristan Colon. He was from Arizona last year. He started all 17 games last year. He's 27 years old. Potential backup plan for Frank Ragnow. They signed him after he retired. So
Yeah.
I don't know much about him, to be honest with you. I don't really
I think
follow
for a
the
lot
Cardinals.
of for a lot of Lions fans, it hurts more only because of the timing. I mean, in a way, it's good that we know early.
But that's the thing. Yeah, everyone's talking about that. I feel like the organization wasn't blindsided, though.
No. I'm talking about the
might have been,
fans.
but, yeah.
I said the fans because the reason I say because of the timing is because we had such a good year last year, and we have such high hopes and expectations for this year.
Yeah.
And then this news, it just kind of hurts a little bit deeper. That's the only thing that's the only point I want to bring up for a lot of fans, because
I still have faith in the Lions, in this organization, in Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes. I know people are saying new coordinator, new offense coordinator, new defense coordinator. Now losing your All-Pro center.
We've got a lot going on.
Yeah,
but guess what? If you're going to make it to the mountaintop, you got to put your big boy pants on.
Yep. You know what Dan Campbell would say?
And start
Next man up.
That's right.
Next man up. Yeah, that's right.
I know people don't like that, but it's true.
He's already said it,
true.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's him. Yeah, yep. That's it's the reality.
Yeah. So thank you, Frank. I was a big fan of yours.
Yeah, same here, man.
If you decide to sell your St. Clair Shores house, hit me up. Mike Mitchell, Realtor. Find me on Google, #Shores Realtor.
That's right.
I know you're a big fisherman. You might keep it, so that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
We just wrapped up OTAs. There's a few standouts were Jahmyr Gibbs, of course, right?
And J-Mo.
J-Mo.
Waymo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think J-Mo's going to have a huge year. I'm a J-Mo fan, and I think he's going to have
I got a feeling too,
year.
man. Yeah.
I'm a Gibbs fan, too. I think he's going to have a good year, too. But
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised.
He had a
that
great
Gibbs,
year last season.
Yeah, heck yeah, he did. Yeah,
Well, J-Mo did
You
too.
remember Jahmyr Gibbs, the one everyone bitched about when we drafted him because we traded it up? Yeah, you remember him.
Yeah.
When all the experts said you don't take a running back? Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
Hey.
Also, Enos Rakestraw was a cornerback who was hurt most of the year last year, so didn't get much play. Rookie. I heard he's making some noise, too. And then we got DJ Reed as a cornerback also that we picked up from the Jets. I think our secondary is going to be all right. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
Did you say Jets? Is that a transition into something?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, if we're done talking about the Lions, we might as well bring that up.
Please do.
Jets Pizza?
No. No.
Oh, you got a
It
better.
sounds good.
You got a better
This
chance.
episode is sponsored by Jets Pizza. Now, I don't know what's true because there's so much bullshit in this AI. There's so much shit I read that's not even true anymore.
Well, I'll tell
So
you what
I
is
really
true.
haven't been paying attention. So what is going on with Aaron Rodgers? Did he really sign with Pittsburgh or no?
Yep.
Is it done? Is it true?
Yep.
It's done.
It's finally done.
Is it really true?
1 year.
Because this AI stuff, they'll just make shit up.
No, I know.
and
I
then
know,
post
man.
on socials, and I'm like,
I know. And that's what, I have a hard time trying to sift through. I'm like you. I don't even
there was
take the
something
time.
on the socials off sports, but that Eminem opened a restaurant, a burger joint called Haley's Burgers. I'm like, it's not true. Like, people were telling me, I'm like, it's not true. I go, really? You look it up, it's not true. AI did. Like, I don't know why people just make shit up. Like, it's funny.
No.
Well,
this one is.
From what I know, this is true. He finally did put some ink to paper with the Steelers.
It's really true.
Yep, a 1 year deal, $13.65 million. Like I said, I don't know the whole backstory. I don't even know why
$13 million?
the
Wow.
waiting game was going on and everything else. Yeah, 1 year. Well, it's a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's 41, right?
Yeah, I know, but 13, I mean, wow, I didn't think you'd get that much.
I didn't either. I didn't either. I don't know.
either.
There's some other things. I mean, I've heard some other things. Like I said, I haven't been able to sift through it all. I heard that, of course, wherever Aaron goes, he's trying to get someone else that he played with before to get there.
Yeah. This is accountability.
And there's some, yeah.
I just got to say, I do not see Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin meshing. They're going to bump heads. That's just my personal opinion.
That's what I thought when I first heard, but I guess we'll see. Because
Just my personal opinion. I may be dead wrong, but it's just my opinion.
I've always had a lot of respect for Tomlin.
Absolutely.
I mean, he might be wearing out his welcome there in Pittsburgh, but guess what? This is going to be an unusual year. I think there's going to be, and I think the reason why it's not such big news, for real, in my opinion, is because this has been dragged out for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, because like you said, Mike, you didn't. I mean, how many times did we hear that something was going to happen? Right, with Aaron Rodgers sitting on the sidelines, he might go to this team, he might go to that team, he might go. And then after all the spots started getting kind of filled, there was talk for so long that he might be signing with the Steelers. Mm-hmm. So after a while, you're like, "There's no way this is going to happen."
It's like background noise to me. I don't really pay attention to him that much, but I keep seeing it. But I never clicked into it to see what's true or what's not.
Yeah. Well,
he's so much drama.
And then I just heard this morning.
Yeah.
That I guess he did a press conference yesterday or something like that and had a wedding ring on. Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah. So someone asked him, he has a black wedding ring on. Someone asked him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been married for a few months now." He didn't say who, but they referenced like a girlfriend that he had several months ago when someone asked him about it. So supposedly he's married now too. So maybe that has something to do with like the delay and everything else too. Maybe he was... I'm just thought I'd throw that out there. So those of you that are listening, if you're an Aaron Rodgers fan, maybe or you can do your research.
Yeah.
to me, I really don't give a hoot.
Yeah.
But I just throwing it out there because I heard about it.
So then what's going to happen with Russell Wilson then?
I don't know, man. Like I said, there's been so much going on. There's been so much going on.
Pittsburgh's turning into Cleveland. They're just hoarding quarterbacks.
Well, yeah. We talked about that before, didn't we? I mean, there's been so much going on with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like I said, things are going to play. I mean, I heard talk the other day that Shador is not doing too bad. He didn't do too bad, I guess, in early camps or whatever, and he's going to be a distraction anyway because of who he is.
Yeah, true.
There was talk on the radio about maybe trying to pick him up and bring him up as a backup here to the Lions. I don't know if you heard about that.
I heard that rumor. I don't think.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is there's going to be there's always a lot of quarterback talk. You're going to hear more about it, because it's the off season right now. We'll see how things play out here over the next couple months. But I'll tell you one thing.
See Dion hanging around Detroit, stopping by my tailgate.
I'll tell you one thing, man. Our Lions are playing in the Hall of Fame game, which is like the first preseason game. Yeah, that's going to come up real quick.
Yeah, it's in July, I believe.
It's already we're pushing mid-June already.
Yeah.
So that's going to come up quick.
Man, that is wild.
Speaking, since we're talking other teams, did you hear that Derrick Henry and Dan Patrick, they made a bet that if Derrick Henry gets 2,000 rushing yards in the 25 season, 2,000, that Dan Patrick will get him in an Adam Sandler movie. I guess he's a big Adam Sandler fan. No, this is true. This ain't nonsense. This is true.
That is hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah,
That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, because Dan Patrick's been in a few Adam Sandler movies. Yeah.
And I guess Derrick Henry's like a big Adam Sandler fan. He wants to be in one of his
That's
movies.
a pretty neat bet.
Yeah. So they said if you get 2,000 rushing yards, I'll get you in a Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, I'll get you one of Sandler's movies.
I'm a Derrick Henry fan, dude. He's cool. He's a beast.
He's a machine.
He is a beast.
Yeah. Well, I'll be rooting for him to get it. I mean, in my opinion, he should get,
as long as he's
get a movie
versus
anyway.
Lions.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So I think we caught up on a bunch of stuff, man. On the sports world.
I think so. What's going on in the real estate world?
You tell me, Mr. Mitchell.
It's June. It's summertime.
You know what?
Almost summer, right? What's the first day of summer? 20.
So 21st.
21st?
Yep.
Yeah, technically.
That's the solstice.
Yeah, technically, which is just what
10 days away.
Yeah, 10 days away, according to when we're taping right now. Question for you: what's your opinion on the market shifting slightly towards the buying side? I mean, what kind of things are you hearing?
I'm seeing people talk about that and advertise it, but I'm not personally seeing it. Okay. I'm not.
Well,
I pulled before we came here this morning real quick. I had to look something up in the Shores. You all know St. Clair Shores is my sell real estate anywhere in Michigan, mainly in Macomb County, Grosse Pointe area, but St. Clair Shores is my home base. Anyways, I had to look something up for the Shores, and this morning there's 82 homes on the market in all of St. Clair Shores. 82. That's low inventory.
Yeah. Well, St. Clair Shores has always been tough.
As far as it's a hot market
for years now.
For sure. So I mean, I'm not really seeing. And then I keep people saying that I don't see it changing that much. I know the high end market. I'm talking over 500,000. Some of them are having taking longer to sell. I know that for a fact. Still selling though. I just closed on this condo yesterday in Clinton Township. I sold it in 2 days. It was my listing, multiple offers, sold it for over asking, full appraisal guarantee, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, I'm not really seeing it.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Are you? I don't doubt it, but what I'm seeing, and like I always tell people, real estate's local. Because just because you see it on Good Morning America or whatever, that's like a broad.
And that's why I asked because you're absolutely right. Everything you're saying, I agree with. I mean,
it's local. First, you got to get down to Michigan, then you got to get down to the county, then your city, then your school district.
Well, that's why I asked because I know you do a lot of business in your home base area.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not seeing it in Macomb County. Period.
Yeah, I mean, I see it a little bit only because a lot of the transactions I'm happening. If I really think about it, a lot of them are getting or involve things that I didn't see 6, 8, 10 months ago. And what I mean by that is I'm seeing concessions. I'm seeing, people that snagged a home that sat on the market maybe a little bit longer. And I'm not talking about here in your home base area. I have a number of transactions right now that I'm handling like over on what I would call in the western suburbs.
Yeah.
Where, homes on the market a little bit longer than what was normal, and price dropped and they still got concessions.
I would agree with all that. So I can see that happening. But here's the thing, in that area too, if you're listed price right, good house, good condition, shows beautifully, shiny penny, those ones are still going quickly.
Oh yeah.
But the ones that aren't are sitting. And the longer they sit, then you start seeing concessions, lower price.
Yeah, and then I also, I try to keep up with in my industry nationally. Like you said, I keep up nationally with just some of what's going on nationally on an average, and it just seems like on an average there is more inventory now versus the number of buyers out there.
Yeah, nationally though, I never understood that stat. Like, what does it mean to us here in Michigan, Detroit?
But that's just it.
Because Naples, Florida is sitting on the market 90 days, that doesn't affect Detroit at all.
You're
that's what I never understood about that. But that's why I always tell people real estate's local. But yeah, no, that's the stats. Even NAR puts those out too. Mm-hmm. NAR puts out those national stats, all the time. Home builders, even new home construction, they always put that out. It's always national.
Well, and the reason I brought that up is, anyone listening thinking about buying a home, Mr. Mike Mitchell here just brought up a really good point. You want a very, very good and strong professional working on your behalf if you're looking to buy a home or looking to sell a home. And, he just hit it on the head. Real estate is local. If you're here in the local Southeast Michigan area, especially around Macomb County, St. Clair Shores area, and you're thinking about buying or selling, you need to give Mike a call because, he's one of the top dudes out in this area.
I appreciate that, David.
No, he is.
You know what I noticed? I did notice anyone looking for waterfront property, that I'm seeing a little more inventory on. Although it is that time, it's the time, right? That's when they come up. They're usually not lakefront usually isn't on the market in January, or December or January. But I'm noticing quite a little bit, and that's so if you take away those are the high end. That's still low inventory for the regular under 300,000.
Right. Yeah.
So that's where if it's priced right and in good condition, the shiny penny I call it shows well. You're the shiny penny out of all the other 20 homes. You're going to get multiple offers. Still happening. And they need to call you.
Well, yeah, if they're looking to buy.
Because you're the man. You are the professor.
Yeah. No, well, thank you. I appreciate that. But, getting properly pre-approved.
Please get pre-approved with David Underwood. Before you do anything, get pre-approved by anyone. Yeah. Preferably David.
And if you're balling and you got a wad of cash and you're paying cash, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. But if you do need to get a home loan, I appreciate the opportunity to earn your business.
You cannot bring cash to a closing, though. So please, just because you're buying a house cash doesn't mean don't show up with a briefcase with.
No, I said a wad of cash in your pocket.
I had someone do that once. It was a lower end home, it was an investment home in Detroit, and it made a cash offer, and we took it. And he called me up. He's like, "Yeah, I got it in my pocket. What time you want me to be there?" I'm like, "Whoa, slow down, dude. I can't take cash from you." There's a title company involved. I need a cashier's check or a wire. It happened. It's happened to me multiple times, so it's funny. But
that is funny.
Cash king, baby.
Yeah. Cash is king. Yeah.
Yep, it is.
See me walking out of a closing with a wad of cash.
Mitchell's buying us an entire round.
Yeah, but no, I don't see the market shifting. Like I'm hearing people talk about it. I just don't think it's going to happen. I feel like some people want it to go back. I think it's going to remain a seller's market. Put it that way. I might not be as extreme as it's been in the past, but I don't see it shifting to a buyer's market. My personal, professional opinion. I don't see it shifting yet.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, that's why I asked. Like you said, real estate is local, and you know, you as a buyer or you as a seller of a home, you just want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the best professionals around, that you're getting the best information, getting the best coaching, and the best assistance and service. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I do want to bring up something about loan programs. In the past, you heard me mention one of the Mishnah programs that was out, the first generational.
Yeah, is that still going?
Well, money's gone.
Is it gone?
Yeah, it's been gone for a week and a half, 2 weeks now.
I'm actually shocked that that program did as well as it did. I
am too.
And I thought it was so
particular,
unique, so
unique
particular,
and
yeah.
unique and particular.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people aren't going to be able to qualify for this. Like,
you know, and that's kind of what I thought, but in a way, it's a good thing.
Yeah. It's a great thing.
Because,
really, it worked. It worked. What they wanted to do.
It worked.
Right?
The program was set up to promote home ownership to first generational buyers,
people whose family basically has never owned a home. So,
yeah,
there's caveats to it, but that was the gist of it.
Yeah, and that was a total of, if I remember correctly, it started off with $8 million in funds, and another $4 million was injected into the program. So $12 million gone from the middle of February to, let's say, I don't remember exactly what day it was. I mean, I have a kind of a story to go with that. But
so that's anyway, it. They're gone.
Yep, for right now.
Yeah,
and we're hoping it's going to become like a permanent program or a once a year thing or something like that. We'll see down the road once they evaluate the program.
That'd be cool.
So I just want to throw that out there, that program has ended, but there are still a lot of good down payment assistance programs available. So if you're thinking about buying and you need some information, hit me up. I did want to bring up something in regards to a loan program called Rural Development. It's a rural development loan. I don't want to get into a lot of details, but it's been around for a long time. It's actually backed by USDA. Most people, when they hear of USDA, they might think of the meat inspection. The meat inspection entity with the government. But believe it or not, yeah, they have a USDA has been backing finance loans for years. It's called a rural development loan. It's more of a regional product. It's a great product for first-time buyers if you qualify, if you meet the income requirements and other requirements. You could possibly buy a home, no money down. The news with that recently in the last month or two now is that if you use that type of a loan on a manufactured home or mobile home on land, it had to be a new unit. If you were using
a new unit,
it had to be a new unit, or a new unit, either already new or being placed on on a parcel. And then recently, this has been going on for a while because they did some testing and whatnot, but now you can use that type of financing for existing. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because here in Michigan, we do have a lot of areas in the state where we have manufactured mobile homes on land, whether they're primary residents or people might have them for, vacation homes or whatever. They might have a mobile home or a manufactured home on a couple acres. Just want to throw that out there because if anyone's looking to purchase a home, manufactured home on a couple acres, and you're looking at financing options, you might want to get some more information about that.
Good stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's mainly for primary USDA, residents.
Zero down, not prime choice, like your steaks.
Yep.
No, that's good. That's good info, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. So yeah, that has become a rule now, basically, that financing can be used in the right situation for the right person. Cool. Or right family. But other than that, man, it's been normal. You know?
I wanted to touch on something real quick. Well, it's a real estate, but a little off topic of that. But when you buy a house, so every purchase agreement is different, obviously, because you can write them however you want, basically. But I've never seen one that doesn't include a paragraph saying that the buyer has the right to do a final walkthrough prior to closing. It's usually within 48 hours. Mm-hmm. Folks, you should do your final walkthrough. It's a formality, but you should really do it. I see people not doing it, and I just think it's crazy. So imagine I sell you a house, David. I say, hey, you want to go do the final walkthrough before closing? We're closing at 10 a.m. You want to do the walkthrough tonight, the night before, the morning before, whatever you want to do. It takes 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on the house. Like I said, it's a formality. Usually, 20 years, nothing ever happens. It's usually everything's good. But what if you say you skip it, and we go close, you sign the note, the house is yours. There's no appeal process after that. The house is yours. Then you get your keys and you go there and you go, hey, call me, hey, Mike. The basement flooded. A tree fell on the roof. It burned down. Anything could happen.
Great point. No second chances with that. No second chances.
Anything could happen. And it blows my mind when people say, nah, I don't need your final walkthrough. It's just really just before you go sign a note, I always tell people it's a formality. Let's just do it. And then when I've had clients who insisted they don't want to do it, and you should go do it for them. Like I think I'll just go run through and just to make sure. And all I'm doing is
yeah, nope. It's a great point. And in all the years I've been doing what I've been doing, I have heard of a couple instances. The one that sticks out in my mind is I have a client years ago that bought a home. It was actually a distress sale. It was a foreclosed. It was going to foreclosure. So basically, we are finishing this transaction to prevent the foreclosure.
Uh-huh.
Okay, my buyers were buying this home. Sheriff's sale was scheduled and everything.
Yep.
So they did do a final walkthrough, and when they did the final walkthrough, the washer and dryer that was supposed to stay with the home was gone.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Something as simple as that. But the washer and dryer in the contract was supposed to stay with the house.
Yeah, I've had that happen. And that's a good reason, too, for stuff.
This is just an example of something that could happen,
right?
It's
for things like that, and that's an easy fix. It's usually a mistake or
usually,
error. I didn't know we were leaving it.
Or I forgot this. I forgot that we said we were going to leave this or whatever.
But the more crucial thing to me is what if a tree fell? What if it burned down?
Oh, yeah.
What if it got broke into? What if it flooded? What if anything? Anything could happen. You should... it's not a time to go in there and nitpick everything, but to make sure everything's the same. Yeah, and the appliances that, as you wrote the offer, are there.
Yeah.
Or if you wrote the offer, appliances, and you have beautiful stainless steel appliances, and they swapped them out. You want to make sure it's the appliances is when you wrote the offer, right? Stuff like that, which, like I said, this stuff very rarely happens, but still, that's what it's for. You should do it.
Yep.
Do your due diligence, is what I always say.
Yep. Like I said, no second chances after you sign that paperwork. But no, great point.
Yeah.
And I know we're running along. How are we doing, Doc?
It's time to wrap it up.
Oh, we're at 45.
Oh, wow. That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk for another hour. No, I think we've basically covered it for right now. It's good to get back on the mic and to be with Mike. As always, and I guess now it's time to just give a few shout-outs. I want to give a shout-out to The Knot. This is where we do our tapings. It's a shared office space, co-working, whatever you want to call it, but it's top-notch. So if you have a business or you're an independent salesperson or whatever, and you're listening and you're looking for a home base maybe, out here in the Grosse Pointe area. This is actually Grosse Pointe Woods, right?
It's the park.
Park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need to check out The Knot. N-O-T-T, The Knot. Look it up. Google it.
Shout out to Walter Hooper, W.A. Hooper Marketing.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
For doing our podcast.
Yep. Our esteemed producer, audio engineer, video engineer.
Cheers to Liquid Death.
Cheers to Liquid Death, our unofficial
sponsor.
Please sponsor us.
Please sponsor us. Come on, Liquid Death.
You got this.
We're fans.
Shout out to our favorite brewery.
That's right.
Local brewery,
Baffin
Brewery. And
I think that's it.
I think that's it. I guess, Mike, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
Find me on Google, Mike Mitchell Realtor. Call or text 586-291-2652.
Yeah, and same here, Dave Underwood. Reach out, call or text 248-219-3457. And I love to be Googled as well. So other than that, until next time, folks,
Go Tigers!
go Tigers.
Go Tigers.